Hi everyone, it's Eric from ecartman12.blogspot.com and welcome to my SPen demonstration for the Samsung Galaxy Note 2. Now one of the big selling points for the Galaxy Note 2 is that you'll be able to take notes. So as you can see, there's a stylus right here. If I take this stylus out, well, not stylus, I'm used to calling it stylus, it's actually called the SPen, as Samsung like to call it. As soon as you take the pen out, it pops up this menu right here, and you can do stuff such as notes, idea notes, meeting notes, and then you can swipe down to see memos, birthdays, diaries, magazines, the list goes on. And something if you do with the stylus, sorry, I should not say stylus, the SPen, is if you sort of hover it over here, that cursor shows up, and if you've got a list, a scrollable list to go through, you'll actually put this little arrow here and it'll scroll the list for you. That's a very nice touch right there. So let's just go into the notes right here. Give me a brief look at this. I gave you a look at this in my first impressions video. The screen does not flicker like this. This is just what's going on with the camera. The screen is very nice, so you can just write, and with this angle behind the tripod right here, I'm not doing a very good job. Trust me, my handwriting is not this horrible. Let's see. I bet you're not going to believe me now. But as you can see, you could write down your notes like that, and if you take more care into your actual writing and stuff, you'll actually do a much better job than I did right there. So let's also show you another thing right here, and if you say go into the Play Store, and say if you're looking for an application, you can normally use the keyboard with Samsung's terrible autocorrection, or if you just tap this right here, you can go into this little writing mode, and with this you can write terribly, it'll still pick it up very, very well. So let's say I want to search Samsung Galaxy Note, for example. As you can see, I did that very terribly, and I actually did that on purpose. So as you can see, if there's times I want to write quickly on this, it will still bring it up very well. Now you can either press the space bar right here, or just swipe a line to do a space. If you don't, this happens. As you can see, so you have to swipe across, and then you'll be able to have access to all of this right here. So, Samsung Galaxy, and if you do a little space or something next to it, it'll pick that up as a second word. So, Samsung Galaxy Note, and it'll also pick up numbers as well. That is very good. So, Samsung Galaxy Note 2, bringing up Samsung Galaxy Note 2 live wallpaper, which I've installed already. And you can also do joint writing as well. So, let's say I want to do Street Fighter. As you can see, I've done join the two E's. It does that. If you want to do horrible joint writing like this, fighter, do these lines right here, and there you can see it brought up fighter. That is absolutely great. Normally the autocorrection has not been done this well before, but you can write terribly. Okay, I'm going to write like this, just so I can show you how well it does. Let's just cross that off. Let's say I want to write down Ashens right here. And it did not do that one very well. That's a good example to write down Ashens right there. Let's just write down games. As you can see, terrible joint writing. I'm holding the pen in a very uncomfortable position. So you could always get a good sort of angle right here with the pen. If you haven't got a good angle with the SPen, if you haven't got a good angle with the SPen, then you could just hold it like this or whatever. If there's any reason you have to hold it like very quickly, bring it out. The autocorrection is very good with this, so for quick taking notes or whatever, this will actually do a very good job. And you can also use this little pad right over here in other sections of the Galaxy Note, when, like say in the YouTube application or in the web browser. So that all works very well. If you hover the SPen over a folder, it'll, as you can see, show you all the contents of that folder right there. Just a little thing I noticed. And if you want to swipe between the screens, just hover it near the dots at the bottom over here on the sides, and then it'll swipe between the screens for you. So that is also a very nice feature. Now you know, if I actually press this button over here on the SPen right here, if I press this button and then just say I want to draw something, if I'm in the web browser or anything, I can draw a cropped sort of circle or something, and then you can do all kinds of stuff with it in the bottom applications list you got over here. I'm just going to cross that off, and you can basically do that, which is great. But if you go into the internet browser, something I noticed which is really quite cool, say you want to go to, let's just go to my website, and as you can see, it's brought it up right there. Say you're reading an article, and say you can obviously crop that whole section right there. Say if you come across a word you're not sure about, or say you come across a product that you want to look up, all you got to do, say the AJ's1 earphones here, I want to look these up, just got to press this button in, and you just got to do a line over them. Okay, it's not a very good demonstration right there. Let's do that again. A line. As you can see, you've got access to the whole ages, and you can add extras to it as well if you want to. That's great. Then you can look it up, and if you put this here, this will select all the text, copy the text, and more options. Or this will just mean done, that you're done with that. So that's great. I really do love the way you can interact with the SPen with the device. Works very well. That is the gist of what you can do. There is other stuff you could do, and if there's other apps that actually support this, that will be absolutely amazing. And there's many times where I'm actually using the SPen more than my actual finger to actually swipe between screens and do other stuff. If I'm just using this SPen, I don't use it just for the novelty factor. If I just want to say look for something in the App Store or web search, I just take this out. I don't know, this seems like quite fun and quite interesting. I can actually use this SPen. It's very, very exciting when I just take this out. It's not something like voice dictation where the novelty wears off eventually, then you don't use it anymore. I can find this SPen very useful. So that was my look at the SPen for the Samsung Galaxy Note 2. Thank you very much for watching. This has been Eric from ecartman12.blogspot.com. A big thank you must go over to Vodafone.co.uk for sending me this handset over to review. Please stay tuned for my future coverage of the Samsung Galaxy Note 2, plus a full review. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video.